What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Basted. I'm your host, Nuvnish Bijan, and welcome to 2022. Today we're making gnocchi. So we started off with a couple of potatoes, actually 4 potatoes, that we stuck in the oven at 375 for about an hour. One of the important things to note is don't forget to stab your potatoes with a fork a couple of times, because otherwise it might explode, which is something I found out the hard way. Alright, let's peel these guys. The best method to remove the potato out of its skin is to cut it through, right down the middle, grab a spoon, and just empty that out into a bowl. Alright, now we're going to use a potato ricer. If you don't have one of these, a cheese grater works just fine. But if you do have it, it's kind of fun to watch the potatoes go through them. So just load up your ricer and then press that through. And that's what a ricer is. We weighed this out. We've got 500 grams of potatoes. We're just spreading those out. Make sure that it's not too hot. And to that, we're gonna add 100 grams of all-purpose flour. And then to that, we're adding 1 beaten egg. Bear in mind that the more you mix your gnocchi, the tougher it'll get. So you don't want to overdo this. You kind of want to bring the dough together. We're gonna need this for a total of about a minute. All right, so we've rolled this out for about 60 seconds. It's come out to look like this. I like my gnocchi a little bit toothsome, so I'm gonna keep kneading it for an extra 30 seconds with a little bit of extra flour. And then using our bench scraper, we're just gonna cut that into fourths. We're just gonna roll that out. And you're trying to basically get it to a thickness of gnocchi that you would want to eat.
She likes it thick!
Now at this point, we're basically cutting off gnocchi. So just grab your bench scraper or a knife, whatever you want, and then come in and just lightly cut those off. All right, so you want to grab your pillow gnocchi, lay that against your fork, push it in, and then pull it over. So you'll get that shape here with a little divot in the back for your sauce. In a dry pan, add about half a cup of toasted pine nuts, and just lightly toast them until they get slightly browned. Casually murdering a tree. All right, now that we're done with making your gnocchi, let's make some sauce. Today we're doing some pesto sauce. So we've got some nice fresh basil. We got 2 cups of basil right now. We're gonna try to add that to this tiny food processor. Let's see how that works out. A 1/3 cup of toasted pine nuts, 2 garlic cloves. We got half a cup of freshly grated Parmesan, half a cup of olive oil, and a little squeeze of lemon. Optional, but I kind of like the zing. Seems good. We're gonna go in with a couple of cracks of fresh cracked pepper, a little bit of salt. Don't forget that cheese is salty, so not too much. All right, so in a dry pan, we just added about 150 grams of nice fresh pancetta to render out some of its fat. That's gonna give a little porky flavor to the gnocchi. While that's cooking, we're just gonna drop in our gnocchi. It's gonna be very quick, about 90 seconds. So just drop that into a big pot of salted water. All right, and then in the meantime, you're adding your pesto to that pancetta. All right, you can tell that your gnocchi are done when they start floating like this. That's the sign to take them out. Now to the pan, add a little bit of that cooking water. And add more as necessary, and then drop your gnocchi in. Time to give that a toss. Looks good, we're ready to plate. Absolutely nice gnocchis. Right in the middle. Now top that off with a little bit of fresh parm. A couple of toasted pine nuts. And an ode to the pesto. A little fresh cracked pep. And of course, a basil leaf. Et voilà, bon appétit. And so that's how you make a quick gnocchi with some pesto. Enjoy, guys.